You woke up this morning. You got a full 8 hours of sleep. You dragged yourself out of bed, went straight to the kitchen, and drank a massive cup of coffee. By all biological standards, you should be completely ready to take on the day. Your battery should be at 100%. But you sit down at your desk, or you look at the tasks you have to do, and you feel absolutely nothing. You feel completely, overwhelmingly exhausted. You have zero drive, zero motivation, and the thought of doing even 30 minutes of deep work makes you want to crawl right back under the duvet. We've all felt this way. And listen to me very carefully. You are not physically tired. Your body is perfectly rested. Your muscles are fine. Your brain has plenty of glucose. You are experiencing something completely different, and it is destroying your 20s. Your dopamine baseline is completely and utterly fried. You have blasted your brain with so much artificial, cheap stimulation that normal, everyday tasks now feel like moving mountains. We need to talk about cheap dopamine. Your brain is essentially a chemical engine that runs on a reward system. For thousands of years, dopamine was the chemical that rewarded you for doing difficult things. You hunted, you built shelter, you survived, and your brain gave you a hit of dopamine to say, good job, keep doing that. It required friction, it required effort. But right now, you live in an environment where friction has been entirely eliminated. You don't have to work for dopamine anymore. You just have to twitch your thumb. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, you are reaching for your phone. You open Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, and you start scrolling. Boom, dopamine hit. Boom, another dopamine hit. You are shotgunning highly engineered, hyper stimulating content straight into your retinas before your brain has fully even woken up. And it doesn't stop there. Think about how you eat your lunch. Can you even eat a sandwich anymore without having YouTube playing in the background? Can you even sit in silence for 10 minutes without feeling your skin crawl? No. You need the screen on. You need the constant noise, a distraction. You are terrified of understimulation. In fact, let's call out the massive elephant in the room right now. Look at this video. You are literally watching someone play Call of Duty right now just to keep your visual cortex stimulated enough so you can tolerate listening to me talk about your attention span. The irony is completely ridiculous. Your brain requires a pacifier of brightly colored, fast moving pixels just to absorb basic audio information. You are redlining your dopamine receptors all day, every day, from the second you wake up to the second you pass out with your phone dropping onto your face. When you flood your brain with this much cheap dopamine, your baseline completely shifts. Your brain adapts, it raises the threshold. Now, normal activities like reading a book, writing an email, going to the gym, or studying feel agonizing. They don't provide the hyperdopamine spike your brain is addicted to. So your brain tells you, we are tired. We don't have the energy for this. You aren't tired, you are just withdrawing from stimulation. If you want your energy back, if you actually want to achieve anything in your 20s, you have to fix this baseline. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to do a 30-day monk mode dopamine detox where you have to move to the woods and stare at a wall. That is entirely unrealistic and you will fail by 2 o'clock on the first day. Instead, I'm giving you a practical no BS protocol. We are doing a 48-hour reset. It is exactly 3 rules. Easy to follow, but it will be uncomfortable. It will be annoying, but it will physically rewire how your brain processes boredom. So, rule number 1, no screens in the first hour of waking up. This is non-negotiable. When you wake up, your brain waves are transitioning from delta to theta to alpha. You are highly suggestible. When the first thing you do is flood your brain with 100 different videos, opinions, and notifications, you instantly shatter your focus for the entire day. For the next 48 hours, when your alarm goes off, the phone stays out of your hands. You get up, you make your coffee, you look out a window, you stare at the ceiling. I don't care what you do, but you do not look at that glowing rectangle for a solid 60 minutes. You have to let your brain wake up on its own terms without a chemical spike. Rule number 2. No phones in the bathroom. This sounds like a joke, but it is one of the most insidious habits we all have. Going to the bathroom used to be a built-in biological pause. It was 2 to 5 minutes of forced nothingness. Now you bring your phone with you to sit on the toilet because the idea of being alone with your own thoughts for 3 minutes is terrifying. You are training your brain that there is zero downtime. You must be entertained at all times. Stop it. For the next 48 hours, the phone stays on the desk. You go to the bathroom, you stay present, you do your business, you wash your hands, you leave. You will survive. And finally, rule number 3. 1 hour of mandatory boredom. Every single day for the next 48 hours, you are going to go for a 1 hour walk. And here's the catch. No music, no podcasts, no audiobooks, no calling your mates. Just you, your shoes, and the pavement. The first 10 minutes are going to feel agonizing. You are going to instinctively reach for your pocket every 30 seconds. Your brain is going to scream at you for stimulation. Let it scream. This is where the healing happens. When you deprive your brain of cheap inputs, it is forced to start generating its own thoughts again. You will start being present. You will start noticing the trees, the cars, the actual real world happening around you. By minute 40 of that walk, your mind will quiet down. You will process the stress you've been ignoring. You will actually reset the chemical engine. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is the filter that cleans out the crap. Look, you can ignore this. You can click off this video, open up TikTok, and go right back to the doom scroll. But understand what you are sacrificing. Doing hard things requires a healed attention span. Full stop. You cannot build a business if you cannot focus for more than 12 minutes. You cannot get into incredible shape in the gym if it feels like an impossible chore because you aren't constantly stimulated. You cannot sit down and study for that exam or get that bookkeeping cert to finally escape the job you hate if your brain fundamentally rejects friction. Success in your 20s is not about who has the best ideas. Everybody has ideas. It is about who has the biological focus and the attention span to actually execute those ideas over a long period of time without needing a pacifier. You are competing against an entire generation of people who are absolutely paralyzed by their own screen time. If you can simply reclaim your ability to be bored and reclaim your ability to do deep work without a dopamine spike, you will instantly be in the top 10%. Do the 48-hour reset. Put the phone down, let yourself be profoundly, painfully bored, and watch how quickly your natural physical energy comes rushing back. Get after it, and see you then.